Good morning, everybody. Friday, and the week has flown past. The weekend is almost upon us. On Wednesday, I spoke about the promise box, that little pink box with 365 promises from God's Word. Somebody asked me once, James, I like the idea of a promise box, but is there such a thing as a threat box? We love the promises, but we seem to ignore the warnings of God's Word. I thought that was quite a good point. A promise box and a threat box. I'm not about to go out and make or compile a threat box. But I do remember one or two warnings that Jesus gave. In fact, not one or two, there were quite a few warnings that he gave. You remember there was that discussion between Jesus and a man who said, listen, Lord, tell my brother to share the inheritance with me. And Jesus said, listen, be careful about greed and covetousness. And then he went on to say this, for a man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. In other words, there is more to life than getting and spending. You know, we put all our eggs into one basket. We think it's acquisition. It's about growing wealthier, and it's not. And Jesus tells that parable, you remember, about a man who was so preoccupied with his assets that he forgot about absolutely everything else. He forgot that he had a soul, and that soul one day was going to be required by God. Let's listen carefully to what Jesus said. He is, after all, the Son of God. He comes from God. He has wisdom. He knows about this life, and he knows about the next as well. Let's really heed the word of Jesus. For a man and a woman's life does not consist in the abundance of his or her possessions. And Jesus goes on to say that we must be rich towards God. In other words, we're generous. We are people who give to the Lord the very best that we have. You remember what Johann Sebastian Bach used to write at the foot of every page of his compositions. He used to put the initials JSB, Johann Sebastian Bach, JSB, and then followed three letters, SDG. What does that mean? Soli Deo Gloria, for the glory of God alone. May that be true of you and me today, that we live our lives not unto ourselves, but for the sake of God. Soli Deo Gloria, the Latin for to the glory of God alone. God bless you.